Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Annie and this is Unity Consciousness. Today we're going to be discussing the energy that will be prominent actually beginning yesterday, which was the 29th of November, and up and through the weekend. Thank you so much for your patience with me this week. I actually recorded a video and had some self-imposed technical difficulties with the sound. So I got it figured out and we're off to the races today. So thank you again for your patience as I work through some self-imposed boundaries. This is a big month. We're stepping into December and there are some massive planetary changes that are coming up. So that leads me to believe that this will be a month of shifting changes, and we've got Uranus engaged, so they could be sudden. But nonetheless, over the course of the month, we've got Neptune's going to be going direct tomorrow. We'll talk more about that in a minute. We have two planets in shadow. One is going to be going from shadow to retrograde. So Venus and Mercury, yep, it's Mercury retrograde season by the end of the month. And Venus, which is in shadow now, will be going retrograde right around, I believe it's the 17th, 18th of December. So then, in addition to that, we have four planets that will be changing signs this month. We've got Mercury, Mars, the Sun, and Jupiter will all be changing signs. So that's a lot of changes, a lot of shifts. So be cognizant of that as well. We've got two big events. The first one is coming up this weekend, which is a total solar eclipse in Sagittarius. It's going to be closing out the last nodal axis cycle and ushering in the new axis cycle. And then we have the final square between Uranus and Saturn, which perfected back in February and again in June. And this is the final exact square, which signifies freedom versus restriction, and amongst other things. And that'll be included in a video later this month. But we're beginning on the collective level to feel that perfection of that square amping up in the environment, our close environment, as well as globally or universally. So let's get started on this week. Yesterday there was a trine between Mars and Neptune. It was a really good day for empowerment and faith and inspiration and hope. So I can tell you there has been a massive shift in the energy that occurred starting last weekend. I felt it. And today I've had several massive headaches that just come out of nowhere. These are surges of energy. This is a lot of changes that are coming up. So with this Mars trine Neptune influence that will be carrying us through the eclipse later in the week, it's very, very positive energy. It's a trine, so we don't really have to do anything to recognize it. So be thankful, be grateful. Then today, which is the 30th of November, we've got Venus, which is in shadow in Capricorn, is going to sextile Neptune in Pisces. So whenever there's a sextile, it means that we should be doing something. We need to do something to get something. And with Venus in shadow, be mindful of your spending. You may feel like you've got more money than you really do. As well with relationships, you may have an overinflated concept or an idea of a relationship, either with money or with others. So just make sure that your expectations are very grounded, or excuse expectation overall, and it'll kind of balance itself out nicely. Now, as I mentioned, tomorrow Neptune goes direct, and I can feel this energy. The surge of this energy, as I believe, started last weekend, and it is very powerful. Neptune has been retrograde for quite some time, and as you know, Neptune is the planet of illusion, spirituality, creativity. So if you've been feeling these areas stifled and stymied, I can tell you that I absolutely have. This energy is shifting. So illusions are going to be broken down. Your spirituality, if you are an intuitive or sensitive person, there's definitely going to be some vibrational changes that you will be feeling and probably have been feeling. Anything on the metaphysics plane is also being is being, if there are restrictions are being blown up, or disillusionment in some way, those illusions are becoming clear. You will be able to break through illusions as well. Your thought process is going to be much more clear about a lot of things. And truly, when Neptune changes direction, it's almost like when you're in a very deep sleep and somebody shakes you awake, it takes a minute to kind of figure out where you're at. So the fogginess can certainly be there over the course of this week, but please know that that fogginess is leading you to very clear understanding of things that may have been foggy for quite some time. And that's okay. Cut yourself a break. As you know, when you wake up from a deep sleep like that, you almost have to have some calm so that that equilibrium can find place. So if you are experiencing difficulties with fogginess or like headaches, that sort of thing, create space for yourself. Get out in nature, relax, and hydrate, because your body's going through this equilibrium with the massive energy shift. Also, what I'm excited about is, because this has to do with spirituality and intuition, this is a massive awakening point for a lot of people. So you may be associating with friends that are seeing the light, literally. They're awakening. So this is a big shift. And truly, if you're an intuitive person or are a sensitive person, the fluctuations in energy that you're feeling is also allowing others to awaken. So great job, great job. It's not always fun to be an emotional, or excuse me, a sensitive person, not emotional, but a sensitive person, feeling all the ups and downs, but it's working. It's working, and people are awakening. So with that, let's jump now to the total solar eclipse this weekend. It is in Sagittarius, and we've got a nodal axis change that is going to occur mid-January. This is a very powerful total solar eclipse. Again, it's a total solar eclipse, and whenever you have an eclipse, it has to do with nodal axis, otherwise it wouldn't be an eclipse, and the location of the moon relative to the sun, and the direction that we're headed on a collective level, but also personally. So it's a time for us to really sit down and think about what we've been through for the last 18 to 24 months when the last nodal axis shift occurred, and embracing the lessons that we've learned. And in my case, there were quite a few roadblocks that popped up. Like I said, we had a self-imposed one yesterday that didn't allow me to do a video, or precluded me from doing a video. And recognizing those roadblocks as part of the process, as part of, you needed a timeout, an adult timeout, so that you could recognize the benefit of taking a break. Sometimes we get going so fast that it requires us to slow down and understand where we're at, why we're doing it, so that, and refocusing, so that we can really keep our eye on the prize for long term. So Saturn is sextile this full moon, and it is, when again, sextile, do something to get something. So if you recognize that you also have had some restrictions, recognize those restrictions as a benefit to you, and those restrictions will work for you. You'll be able to bust through them. Again, Neptune's changing direction. We're going to break through some of these illusions, and that's going to be fortified by the full moon later this weekend. And then we've got the trine between Mars and Neptune that occurred yesterday. Again, that's going to play through this total full moon. Total lunar. The total lunar solar eclipse. Good Lord, have mercy. The Mercury is not retrograde yet, but obviously I'm stumbling over a few words, getting ahead of myself. With the trine between Mars and Neptune, we will be able to embrace the inspiration and the empowerment that we get at this time. So recognize and appreciate any roadblocks or restrictions that you've felt over the last 18 to 24 months as an opportunity for you to grow, and by doing so, you'll break through those restrictions and jump in with both feet with whatever this newness is of this eclipse. This eclipse is ushering in the new. It's backfilling in areas that you've cleared away with the prior, the lunar eclipse that I was just stumbling over that occurred almost 2 weeks ago, you've cleared some things away. So now this energy is backfilling that. It's going to fortify your experience and align with your greatest good. And we do have, you know, Mercury is 3 degrees away from exactitude of the sun and the moon. So be mindful of how you're speaking to yourself. That internal dialogue, it is very important now that you continue to speak kindly to yourself and others as well. But with it being that close to the sun and the moon, it's important that our communications are positive, upbeat, as well as embrace the freedom and the authenticity that your words may have, not only for yourself but others. So that's another little piece of this. But again, very, very important, very, very, very important total solar eclipse. We are welcoming in the next nodal axis cycle, which is the Taurus-Scorpio axis, and we are finalizing and getting rid of items that were left over from the last nodal, the Sagittarius-Gemini nodal axis. If you are struggling with issues that sit on that plane, let them go. The best way to deal with this is let it go. Things are being washed away that no longer resonate in the current energy that you're in. The paradigm shift has occurred. Let it go. The more you try to hold on, the more complicated things become. You can be empowered with this energy. You can see clearly now that we've got Neptune going direct. The only planet that's not direct is Uranus. So we've got a lot of forward momentum here. Allow those shifts and changes to occur by speaking kindly to yourself, speak kindly to others, embrace positivity, embrace change. You've asked for the change, and it's coming. So be mindful of the words and embrace, be grateful, all of those things that I know that you are so good at. So please embrace the positive side of change and know that it's for your greatest good. It's aligning us with the next nodal axis. And truly, Pluto and Venus are also, they're trine this nodal axis. Again, trine is easy. So Pluto and Venus, they are supplementing this energy. The transformations, again, that we begged for, that we've asked for, they're coming in. They're coming in, whether it's relationships or money, because I said we have Venus involved here too. These are things that are coming full circle and allowing you to take, you've cleared away things and now taking advantage of the next nodal axis cycle. So embrace that. Remember also that it's not all about an end game or a goal. It's about enjoying the road signs along your journey. Everything happens in life for you, not to you. So please remember that the journey is what we're here for, not the end game. And by doing so, you're going to, all the gifts of this total solar eclipse are coming in, and they're coming in loud, proud, and strong. I can reassure you. I feel the energy just vibrating so high today. Resonate in that energy and be grateful, because change is coming. And I have a feeling it's going to be coming all month, but expect big things with Uranus engaged as well. That's what I have for you. I truly appreciate and I'm grateful for each one of you for all of the positive feedback, for allowing me to feel the energy that I need to feel so that I can share some insight with you as a multi-dimensional translator of energy. Channeling is not easy, being a very sensitive person. It certainly has its challenges, but when I can help people, that's what brings it full circle for me. Have a great week. Namaste.